Great catching up with my next guest, downtown TJ Brown. He's going to be back in action. Bill Algeo, UFC Fight Night, April 15th. TJ, how are you, man?
Man, I'm great, dude. I'm sitting in between training sessions right now, trying to get a little rest. But man, all is good. Camp's been great. Life is good. How about you, man?
No complaints, man. Happy to be talking to you. A lot of momentum going into this one. We haven't spoken since that last fight. You get the third round submission victory over Eric Silva. Just how satisfying was that win, especially going out there and getting it done inside the judges' scorecards?
Man, it was great. My performance are getting better. And not to mention, that bonus came right before Christmas. So, that helps out a lot. So, man, it was good, man. It was a good win, man. It was a well-deserved win and ready to kind of build on that momentum a bit.
What did you end up doing with the bonus money? You said Christmas came up. I know you're probably spoiling your boy, but
Yeah.
what else do you get up to?
Yeah, man, I try to put a little bit of it up, and of course spend a good chunk on my son's Christmas. He got a few things he's been asking for, and heck, I just got back from Mexico. Went down there for Tulum for a bit of my training camp. So, man, just a variety of things, man. But hopefully, I've got a little bit left.
Good. That's great, man. Was this the right amount of time off in between fights, or were you hoping to get in there a little bit sooner?
Dude, it was just right, man. Maybe a little bit sooner, if possible. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm glad to be back and ready to get back in action.
And a tough opponent here, Bill Algeo, 16-7 record, a really tough guy to finish. That's one cool thing about this fight. I think this has got like a fight of the night written all over it. How are you looking at this fight stylistically?
I don't think you could have said it better, man. The guy's tough, man. And we all know I'm pretty durable myself, so should make out to be a pretty good little fight. Good little dog fight. But man, I really think if I show up and get a perform at a 10 out of 10, I could put this guy away. But all respect to Bill. I know he's going to come to scrap, and so am I.
You mentioned training a bit down in Mexico. How have you structured camp?
So I went to Tulum for a month. Tulum Muay Thai. They've got a lot of good world champion Muay Thai fighters there. A great coach, a really great program for striking. I spent a lot of my time there, as well as at Tulum Jiu Jitsu. So I've been there for about the last month. I just got back this last week, so I'm finishing up at Westside, just kind of dialing everything back into MMA, But while I was down there, I was really a Muay Thai specific, and I'm really looking to try to show some of that next weekend.
Who did you get to work with down there, and what was the connection? How did you end up training there?
Well, I've been following that guy Eddie. He owns it. Eddie Furl. He owns the gym. Him and his wife have been like world class Muay Thai fighters. They happen to get a relationship and then open up this gym, and I just kind of watched the build up from that. And he kind of reached out to me on social media, but it kind of started there. But man, some of the I trained with two-time world champion Neil Magnus. He's a beast. He's been fighting on line fights and different Muay Thai organizations. The number one Muay Thai fighter out of Mexico was there, and my buddy Marcel, he was there. I mean, it was a lot of good bodies, man. I really couldn't ask for better training while I was down there.
And of course, you got a good training partner back at home, Bryce Mitchell. I just spoke to him a week and a bit ago. I know he got to go down and train a bit with Eddie Bravo. Did he bring some of that back to the gym? Maybe bestow a little knowledge there?
That's one thing I do love about Bryce, man. He's always wanted to share his information, and he's always bringing back good stuff. So I won't let any of his secrets out just yet. Maybe I'll get to use them next weekend. But Bryce brought back some good stuff and good energy.
Yeah. And do you like the fact that you guys aren't on the same card, or would you prefer it that way? Like what for you works the best? Like, do you I know there's pros and cons, obviously.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So I like the leading up to the week of the fight. It almost feels like you're back home. You got the whole group together, your buddies there. But on fight day, man, it's a tough thing because you can't let one of the person's performance bleed off into the other. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like,
so big time.
I know with him fighting behind me, win or lose, I had to go back there, and keep my shit together so that I could give him the best chance of winning his fights, because that last fight, I win, and I go back in the locker room, and I'm getting Bryce ready. You know what I mean? So, so outside the fact of like maybe the performance or emotions bleeding off into the other, I like it, and it kind of makes it feel more like home.
Now, Bryce told me that, and this might be the case for this fight, there's an issue with you guys cornering each other because he like knock out a tooth? What happened there? Tell me the story with that.
Oh my gosh. I think what he's referring to is we were getting ready for Edson Barboza, so I was helping warm up. Well, we know Barboza's got a good knee, man. So I was back there, and Rolly was like, make sure to show the knee, and showing the knee ended up turning to catching the knee to the face and the shoulder. So I don't know, man. But I am cornering his next fight, and we'll just try to be a little more careful before the fight.
Yeah, don't get a little crazy. What about your corner? Who's going to be in the cage with you this time?
As always, Rolly Delgado will be there. My longtime coach from Westside MMA. Then I'm have my brother. My brother's my younger brother. He's a D1 wrestler and just a good man. I'm gonna bring him. It's something special about having your little brother out there. It's like, of course, before the fight, like there's lots of nerves and lots of anxiety. But like when he's around, it's like I gotta be big brother. I can't show any weakness. I have to go out there and do what I do. So I like having him around. And then another up and coming fighter out of our gym, his name's Kyle Thompson. I'm going to bring him.
Oh, excellent. That's good. I know for a lot of fighters, I don't know if you had this earlier in your career, but I know just like being at UFC Fight Week for the younger fighters, it's such a benefit because you get to do, yeah, it's because you get that walk and everything, right? So
yeah, dude, it means the world to him. And not to mention they're big UFC fans, so I love the ability, the way that I have to share this opportunity, and these younger cats are real grateful to be able to go, and I'm glad to be able to do that for them.
And just one more name I wanted to mention, because Bryce mentioned he's at the gym training there. Unfortunate what happened with this fight, but Luis Pena, I know, has been training with you guys a bit.
Yeah, dude. I'm super proud of him, man. Everything, the whole deal happened with him, but I remember telling him when it first happened, I was like, what you can't control is what you do from this point on. And dude, he's been killing. He's been back, staying busy fighting, been keeping himself out of trouble. And come to find out, the charges were dropped. Like they weren't even, it didn't even get charged. So I don't know what happened. But I know the kind of man he is to me, and I know the progress he's made since then. And I can't say nothing but good things about Luis Pena, and I look to see him make his comeback, at least to some big promotion where he belongs to be.
And just one more thing about like kind of leading into the fight. You mentioned training in Mexico. How's the weight cut going? Because there's a lot of good food down there, man. I'm sure you couldn't indulge too much, right?
The devil is down there, man, trying to get me to eat everything. Not to mention there's a bar around every corner, so that's something I've had to fight this whole camp. But the weight's good, man. The weight's good. Right on point, right on track, man. Is normal and in good shape, just ready to go.
How's this one playing out on April 15th? How do you see it going down?
Man, we're gonna put this guy away. I feel like he gets hit too much. I'm gonna walk him down. I'm gonna put some pressure on him, put these hands in his face, and let's see what happens.
Main event of your card, big one in your division. Max Holloway, Arnold Allen. Who are you leaning towards in that fight? Who do you think gets it done?
Dude, I mean, it's a tough race to pick, but I'm a Max Holloway fan, dude. Like I've been a Max Holloway fan for years, so I'm gonna go with him. But the Allens, he's no joke, dude. Like he is no joke at all. But I'm pulling Max Holloway.
I always got to ask this, but I'm trying to remember your contract. Did you sign a new one? What's the deal with that? Because obviously you're coming off a win.
I've got this fight and one more fight after, so two more.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fight. So let's go. I'm gonna go out and make a good impression. Get that contract.
There you go. You get another win here. That's 2 in a row. That's a good little bit of negotiating power going into that last fight, right?
Right on. I mean, I think that's winning the last 4 out of 5. I mean, it's I'm doing some things now. Maybe make a little name for myself.
There you go. How's your little guy doing? How's fatherhood these days?
Nice, man. Always glad you asked, man. He's doing great. He just started baseball season, so he's head high deep in baseball, man. That's all he really thinks about. He just played a tournament this last weekend.
Cool.
Won him a little ring, dude. It's amazing how these little league baseball, or not little league, I'm not sure what it's called, but these baseball organizations, man, they've really stepped up since I played. The other day I bought him a $400 bat. I remember using the loaner aluminum bat.
Right? Like, yeah, same here.
What I'm saying, dude. So things have changed, man. But regardless, he's loving it. He's making some good friends out there, man. Life is good.
How is it for you? Like, I always wonder this because even it happens to me too. Because like people, when I go to drop my kid off at school, like I don't really tell people what I do. Like it's just sort of, I'm Dad James, right? I'm not like the reporter James. Is it like that for you when you go to like do people recognize you? Do they know that you beat people up for a living? Like how's that for you being, TJ Brown the fighter, TJ Brown the dad?
That's an interesting question. It's cool, man, and I think Kyler kind of digs it. What kind of threw us off or threw took the rabbit out the hat was he did a talent show. He did a talent show, I think year before last, and we went up there. He hit some mitts, and then ended up showing like a rear naked choke at the end, and the crowd went wild, you know. So ever since that, he's been a pretty cool kid after that. But man, it's all good, you know. Most of the parents, you know, it's a little different having a UFC fighter going to the PTA meetings and stuff.
Right.
But
I can only
you
imagine
know
though.
what I'm
That
saying?
must be so interesting. Yeah.
But man, I'm happy to do it, and most of the other parents are really really nice and end up supporting and watching some of the fights. So it's all good.
That's awesome. Hey, TJ, looking forward to this one. UFC Fight Night, April 15th. If there's anyone you'd like to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Thanks, man. Of course, follow me at Downtown TJ Brown Instagram. I just want to give a big shout out to all the people in Tulum that helped me out at Tulum Muay Thai and Tulum Jiu Jitsu. Man, I couldn't thank you guys enough. And I'm coming home, and I'm real thankful for Bryce and Luis and the guys that Coach Rowley has brought in for me for this camp. Man, it's everything's according to plan, and looking to get that W.